Creamer Media's Mining Weekly Online is speaking to Lindiwe Nakedi, the chairperson of Women in Mining South Africa and the owner of Goobar Exploration, a surface exploration drilling company which is currently the only 100% black female-owned drilling company in South Africa. Lindy, if I can call you Lindy, how do we now in South Africa get more people, particularly women, into exploration, into mining in a way that is inclusive of all South Africans?
Sure. Hi, first of all.
Hi, Lindy.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's a great pleasure.
Thank you. I think, from the work that we've done with Women in Mining South Africa, we've realized that you can only drive change from a policy perspective first. A lot of companies are doing their best and they're doing a lot, I believe. But I think that if we can look at what our charter says about women and where they need to be participating and where they need to be put in place within business, within roles or leadership roles in the mining industry, then we will be starting to have that increase, or that change, and having more women then participating in the industry. So it starts at policy level, and that's why the engagement of the charter that was now done by Mr. Gwede or Minister Gwede.
And your company, Goobar Exploration, now 10 years old this year. What have been your most memorable assignments?
Sure. More like what have been the most challenging assignments we've ever had. Starting out a company where you need a lot of capital just to be able to get onto a site has been an amazing journey of ups and downs, for us. And I think that our biggest, how can I put it, success has been to be able to grow slowly, because financial institutions are not that, willing, to back a small, company within the mining industry that is so cyclical. And therefore we've had to grow slowly. So that has been a very character building, experience for us, in this journey. And so working on some of the most amazing projects, especially the first ever project where we were given a chance. I still commend, Coal of Africa then, but MC Mining now, for giving us a chance, when nobody else would possibly look at a startup like that and say, look, you can come in and drill. So it was the biggest diameter drilling that we've ever done, and that was our first assignment, and that was great. And I think the best part was when they actually then started operating and a mine, formed from the work that we did, because we are right at the beginning of any, mine operation, so it was great to see that mine form after the work that we had done.
And what exploration projects is Goobar Exploration involved in at the moment?
We are working on a coal project with South 32, or now called South African Energy Coal. Yes, out in Klipspruit, and a number of their exploration projects which they're doing on different properties in the Mpumalanga region.
And tell us about your core recoveries with exploration. How good are these?
Oh, I guess if I can confirm what my exploration manager says, we're doing pretty well.
And what commodities are best suited to Goobar Exploration's expertise and experience?
So our geologist has an experience from coal, and that's why most of our work has been within the coal space. But we have drilled also for companies like De Beers, who are out, in Venetia. We've done chrome projects, so we're pretty flexible.
And the Department of Mineral Resources, under the leadership of Mineral Resources Minister Gwede is opening the way for exploration. There's no doubt about that. He's taking away some of the obstacles. When do you think the country will start seeing significant investment in exploration?
Right. I think once we put women at the helm, like myself, because there is now a need for innovation. And in diversity, we have newer ideas. And I think there's a wealth of women who are experienced, who have the expertise, who are taking this industry to greater heights. And if we can start looking at those talents, you know, then we will start being able to realize a growth in this mining industry, because in diversity, there's definitely new innovations, you know, and there is growth. So we need to start putting more women within this industry to realize growth.
And do you think we're able to attract foreign direct investment in exploration here? What are the conditions that have to prevail to get foreign direct investment in?
I think the one thing is definitely policy, you know, being set in what it is that we are about. So our charters need to be investor friendly.
Yes.
Our laws and policies have to be attractive to other investors from around the world to look at South Africa as a place to come and do business and open for business. Yeah.
And you've done a wonderful job promoting women in mining in South Africa. And exploration will open up new opportunities for women in mining as well as women in mine ownership.
Right.
Do you foresee the industry transformation that will incentivize all South African citizens, no matter what color you are?
Sure, yes. I definitely believe that the industry is actually moving, you know, towards that direction. And more leaders within, you know, the different mining houses and the different companies are realizing that it's important to have women so that we can be able to start growing and seeing that growth, you know, that I was talking about. If I could just also mention that innovation and technology will be a mechanism, if I can put it that way, that will make it even easier for women to be in the industry. For the longest time, women have been thought to not be able to handle the more heavy engineering type of environments. But now that we are looking at automation and, you know, having artificial intelligence being added into our, you know, our minds, that makes it easier now for women to even be part of that. So I think that huge drive is going to get us to that place of transformation and increase, you know, an opening for more women to be able to do what they need to do and to be able to show and showcase their talent and what they can actually do. Yeah.
And are the 100 Global Inspirational Women in Mining accolades, these awards, having a positive effect and a sustainable effect, hopefully, in the mining industry as a whole?
I think so. You know, I think it showcases what women are able to do, and it showcases that if companies are willing to transform, they will be able to see a difference, basically, in their organizations, whether in the profit line or within the ideas of growth and, you know, where else a company can go. Instead of being a dying, you know, organization, there might be something new, you know, that can be breathed in. So these accolades are actually saying there's talent beyond what we are used to, and let us put them on a platform. Also to be able to attract the next generation, you know, because a lot of young women are not aware of how diverse and how big the mining industry and how many opportunities actually exist within the mining opportunity. So showcasing women who are actually succeeding in this industry gives an idea to these young women that here are the role models that are saying, through adversity, through the difficulties, you can persevere and you can actually get somewhere and succeed, you know, and be a leader even in that industry. So it's not really a male-dominated industry, it's just a male-populated industry, because you can come in and make a difference. Yeah.
And what motivated you to launch Goobar Exploration?
I wanted a challenge. I wanted something new. I come from a humanities background. I ran a recruitment company for about 4 or 5 years before I decided to join my husband and say, look, I'm interested in this mining industry. I want to see what's there. And it was challenging because I had to learn completely new things, you know. So for me, it was just being able to say, I need to go to the next level. I need to come out of my comfort zone. And that's what pushed me. And
what does your husband do in mining?
He's a geologist. And yeah, so we work together in the organization, and he says to me, but you're my boss. So I'm his boss. He's our exploration manager. Yeah.
And what vision do you have for your company?
Sure. I think the bigger vision is to make a difference. The bigger vision is to show women out there that it's possible to go into industries that many would shy away from and still succeed. So I think for us as an organization, we want to diversify. We want to get out of being just a contractor and start, getting into the playing field of being in mining. Maybe as a drilling company, we'd stop being in exploration or continue exploration, but also go into production. But also the bigger picture is to innovate, come up with ideas. What is the mining industry missing when it comes to exploration? And bring something new to the table. So that's sort of my idea of where I'd like to go with the company.
And what role can exploration play in South Africa to turn this mining industry back into a sunrise industry?
That's a tough question. But I think that if we can be able to explore and find new minerals, or find what has not necessarily been looked at, what has been overlooked, and start using that to take this industry or to even add to the lives, because mining, I think it is the CEO of the Minerals Council who says that everything that you see around you was either mined or made, so mining, it means there's a lot that can still be found, that can still be made, that can transform the lives of people in our communities in the world. So exploration is still very vital in that we could still discover new things. I think the one bigger thing is to focus on education, because the more people are educated or the more people are in research and development, we are then able to find those new things, that have not been found before. And so I think that's the direction mainly that we should go. Research, development, and find the new. And then we can be able to see a mining industry that might even transform, and grow.
So you've done a 2-year job of promoting women in mining as chairperson of Women in Mining South Africa. Is WiMSA well organized? Is there going to be sustainability here for decades to come? Okay. Or could it be a 1-year wonder?
Okay, WiMSA has been around since 2010. And I think our vision or our mission has been adapting over time with what the industry needs and with what the women within the industry need. And I believe that for us to be able to see future opportunities or to be around, it is when we are engaged by the ministerial, department of minerals to say, how do we include women within this industry, or how do we change what needs to be, or how do we even adapt where we've tried and it didn't work out, on getting more women into the industry, whether through ownership or whether through employment. How do we do things differently? And if WiMSA is put in a position where they can be able to be of advice, and say, these are the programs we've been able to run successfully. Let us take these into the ministry or department of minerals and see how we can run with that. We need that support, for it to be able to continue, for it to not be a one-hit wonder. And without that support, I suppose it would die, because the decision makers need to be able to buy in and support what we're doing. WiMSA is also trying to include men within the organization, because we realize this is an industry for all of us. We're not trying to say we need to create a mining industry just for women, but we're saying we want to be able to work together. So the more inclusive we become, the more we can grow. So the organization is open, and I think there's huge opportunities for us to go further and to see. We say, or we believe, that the day we actually dissolve a Women in Mining South Africa, we would have actually been able to meet our goal and our target of gender equality within the industry. And that's what we are working towards, to make sure that we don't have positions any longer.
That was Mining Weekly Online, speaking to Lindiwe Nakedi, the chairperson of Women in Mining South Africa and the owner of Goobar Exploration, a surface exploration drilling company which is currently the only 100% black female-owned drilling company in South Africa.